If you are lucky enough to spend a lot of your time around young people, it's a pretty cool thing, especially if you can find a way to get around late elementary, even middle schoolers. Don't get the wrong idea, because they are full of creativity and enthusiasm about the world they inhabit. Madison Rawlings knows that very well. She's with Green Spaces, and she's here this morning to say, come on down to the riverfront at the end of October and watch these very enthusiastic kids do the Green Prix again. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. We are so excited to be back at the riverfront. We were there last fall, and it's a great location to host this race on October 28th and 29th.
How many years is it now that this has been going on? Do you know?
We started in 2017 as a pilot year and have been going since then. Obviously, there was a little break with the 2020 year, but we have had students that have been participating since 2017.
It was really easy for me to know how to talk about the kids' enthusiasm, because years ago on 3+U, I mean, not that many, we had a team come in a couple of times. I think once from Signal Mountain, and I can't think of where the other one might have come from. And they would bring the cars in.
It's a ton of fun.
Studio. And though mostly it was boys then, I bet that's not the case anymore.
It isn't. We have a lot of mixed groups in terms of gender, and we even have some all-girls groups.
Really?
Yes, and it's really fun to see the girls get competitive with the boys too, because sometimes they even do better.
Yeah. Well, they, I mean, these are pretty impressive little machines here.
They are.
They're all electric, right?
Yes.
And y'all provide the kits to the schools, and then the students take it from there?
Yes. So the way that schools get involved is they approach Green Spaces, give me a call, and they talk to me about what their capacity is for how they want to integrate this into their school. If that's a project-based learning within the curriculum or an after-school club, there's a few different models that schools do. And then Green Spaces helps fundraise for the kits, and we purchase the kits. They are delivered to the schools, and they put them together. And it is really amazing to see schools come together from a box of parts to race day. They design them themselves. The middle school and high schoolers have more of an opportunity for modifications to their cars. And you can see the elementary schoolers, they're pretty much the same, but they have the opportunity to decorate them. And I'm really excited about the opportunity for Halloween, because we might get some Halloweenified cars.
Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It's teaching kids not just about environmental thought and theory, and it certainly, I don't think, is a push to try to indoctrinate anybody. It's just a way to get kids to think about the reasons behind something, and teamwork, right? Isn't this a lot of team building?
Team building, learning about engineering, aerodynamics, what it means to work in a group. Green Spaces, our motivation for this is to teach students about the future of electric vehicles in America. And it's just a reality that the market is changing, and you see more and more EVs on the road. Tennessee, when we started this, had no electric vehicle manufacturers. Now we have 4 EV manufacturers in the state of Tennessee. And so not only do we view this as learning about EVs and working in a team, but a workforce development program. If you are a student that started in 2017, by the time you graduate, you'll have 6-7 years of EV experience underneath your belt.
Very interesting. I know that there are plenty of people, I'm going to just tell you, Madison, thinking, yeah, but we don't want to be like California, where they can't power their cars because their grids, you know, people are going to have that concern, I think, but the point you're making is that it is still a developing science, right, and industry, so that these kids might think, wow, this is so fantastic. Let's see if we can't solve that problem that we're facing now, so that in the years to come, we've got it fixed.
Students are so innovative, and it really is the time to start now to start thinking about these for the future. This is their future that they're going to be living, and the problems that they're going to be experiencing every day. So it's never too early to start thinking about how we start thinking about electric vehicles. How can we work with EPB? How can we work with our other EV manufacturers in the area, so that they start having that critical knowledge?
It's interesting to the point of how much it's grown, because you're now in more than 40 schools.
Yes.
Last spring when y'all did this, 31 teams, is that right?
31 teams. And another fantastic thing about our races is we are not exclusive for public schools, private schools, charter schools. We have our public schools in the area, some of our low-income areas that are more economically disadvantaged, all the way to private schools. And it's fun to see those teams compete against each other because there's no other circumstance in which they would.
Right.
And
That's a good point.
And to see that this isn't an issue that affects one particular population of Chattanooga.
Right. It's the whole group.
Yes.
What is the course of the race? I know you're down across from the Southern Bell, so does it all just stay in that parking lot?
Yes, so we're going to be in the parking lot across from the Southern Bell, and it is pretty much the same course as last fall. If somebody is really curious, they can go to our website and check out the map.
Okay.
But our course will be a circuit, and the middle school and high school races are more of an endurance race. They'll run a 45 and 90-minute race, or they'll run 90-minute races. And the elementary
That's a long
school,
time.
they are. It's a challenge of how schools can balance completing the race without running down their battery.
That's really cool.
So there's some strategy to it. There definitely is. You can go as fast as you can, but if you run down your battery, you might not get the lap count. And then our elementary school race is a little bit more modified. They have shorter circuit races, and then there's a drag and slalom piece that's going to be added this year.
And if you're watching and you're a teacher and you want to bring this to your school, by all means get in touch with Madison, because that's what she's looking for. I think you told me that you can do homeschool groups, you can do some extracurricular activity groups,
Sure.
like 4-H clubs or whatever.
Yeah, we're definitely interested in participating with as diverse a population as Chattanooga is. We are specifically right now in schools, but if there is a homeschool co-op that wants to approach me, maybe a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout troop that is interested in it, yeah, give me a shout and let's talk about how we can collaborate.
It is very, very cool. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
I can't believe they're going to race for 90 minutes. That's very impressive. So you can go watch it down on the riverfront, right across from the Southern Bell in that parking lot. GreenSpacesChattanooga.com is the website. There you can find all the information that you would need. And if you want to call Madison today, call her 648-0963.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.